Hey everybody, Nick here, and today we're going to do a little disassembly and maintenance on this very weird knife here. This is the WE Knives Eschaton. So, a couple of things to highlight here. First off, this is a half-integral knife. This back titanium portion is not disassemblable because it is just one chunk of titanium. That's kind of cool. Half-integral, yeah, that's a weird thing to even say. It seems like it's either integral or it's not, but it is definitely of interest. Next thing here, let's go ahead. I'm looking at the best way to disassemble this because, okay, this uses a lock bar insert here, and it looks like it's secured by this screw and this screw here. I really don't want to remove that. That's affecting the lockup, and so what I actually want to do is come at this from the top side here. But the pivot is on the other side, and so what I'm going to go ahead and do here is just try and remove the pivot from this side, hoping that's T8 maybe. By the way, these are Torx screws. Hallelujah. Remove the pivot from this side. Beautiful. And then I should be... Whoa. Well, that's weird. So the screw-in portion is this side, but that's also the portion with the WE knives. Okay, whatever. Actually, that does make my life a little bit easier, right? As weird as it is, and that is seriously strange. It's the rough equivalent of walking up to a vending machine, putting in 25 cents, hitting the button, and getting sprayed with a stream of mayonnaise out the coin slot. That just doesn't freaking make sense, but you know what? It works, I guess. But anyways, now that is done, it makes my life a little easier because I can just lift off this one chunk of carbon fiber here, and we are good to go. Practically speaking, is this a knife you're going to need to maintain? No, because practically speaking, is this a knife you're going to carry? Probably not, no. Maybe accepting certain wilderness survival situations. I'll get into that in my review, no doubt. The Eschaton is really a knife that's built for the eye, and that's fine. It's welcome to do that. All right, come on. Need to lift this chunk of CF off here. There we go. So one thing to notice, though, and this is... God, I don't know how I feel about this. The top portion of this knife is just carbon fiber. Like, there is literally nothing but carbon fiber here. They're using a steel washer there in order to keep the bearings from wearing up track into the carbon fiber. But, like, there is no structural support for this knife except these chunks of carbon fiber. Which, again, reinforces my statement that this is a knife that's all about art rather than about practicality. If you're looking at this thinking, well, that's not going to survive well in a wilderness setting, well, yeah, of course it's freaking not. It's a WE Knives Eschaton. What do you freaking want, buddy? But anyways, we're still going to go ahead and do the disassembly here, and just to check that out. It is an interesting design, though. I don't know how much of this... So this is an Elijah Isham design, which is interesting. He's a weird designer. Not like, well, actually, he may be weird as a human, but his designs are very unique. There's not a whole lot else out there like him. And so that's always cool. Let's go ahead and clean this off here. Look, this is pretty straightforward. There ain't a whole lot to it here, and we should be done pretty quickly. You know, as much as I was confused and scared by this thing, by having this pivot put in like that, that's actually a really smart move. And it is a good thinking sort of thing for the disassembly front. So, hey, whatever. Put a little bit of ceramic detent ball, by the way. Put a little bit of lubrication onto this area here. Drop the bearing into place. Just turning it to spread the lube, which is a lot like spreading the love. We're going to go ahead and drop this into place here. Go ahead. Lube, 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 lube. Case closed. Going to go ahead, drop the... bearing onto the bearing race, that is, onto this area. Go ahead and put the carbon fiber section back in, and I did disengage the lock bar here so that I can get the stop pin into place. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is put a little bit of thread locker onto this, just because, well, I don't super expect it to be taken apart very often, and it's all T8, by the way, which is nice. And there's a lot riding on this little screw here. you know, this is an art knife, as I've said on a number of occasions. You know, fundamentally, if you look at this guy versus something that is just meant to cut and cut and cut and cut, you know, your Shabazzes of the world, etc., this is a very different thing, and it's doing very different things. That's fine. But if you consider it to be anything else, you're going to have a weird time. Now I'm just going to turn this torque screw on the other side here, and that will pull this into the position. And we're going to want to make sure that this is also in place. Come on. There we go. Now we're tightened. It is even smoother. Give that a little bit more of a pull. Beautiful. Very nice. Alrighty, so there's your Eschaton. Hope this has been interesting to you. That was a little bit weird, but actually, honestly, not all that weird. And considering the exoticness of the design, that's beautifully put together for maintenance and whatnot. And there you go. Hope this is interesting. Have yourselves an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.